So there were two things that I have to say I regret saying, and that I have to take back.
What do you mean?
And I'm going to take them back here on the Come to Papa.
Right.
Is that the name of the show?
This is the Breaking Bread.
Oh, this is Breaking Bread.
Yeah.
Is that why we have the
I
bread?
have a lot of shows. Yes, normally I would have baked you bread.
Yeah.
If we were in L.A.,
Oh,
I would have brought you bread, but I got you some croissants.
thank you.
You're welcome.
So here's two things I regret saying and I have to take back.
Okay.
Number one of them I didn't say, but people think I did, so it's just the same. I said I don't play colleges because the kids are too PC and you can't do comedy for them.
Right.
Not true. First of all, I never said it, but if you think I said it, it's not true. I play colleges all the time.
Right.
I have no problem with kids performing for them. In fact, I was just at the University of Indiana, Kentucky. We did UT. I mean, I do colleges all the time. So that perception that I don't play colleges, wrong. I do. I play them all the time, and it's not a problem. The other thing, I did an interview with The New Yorker, and I said that the extreme left has suppressed the art of comedy. I did say that.
Yeah.
That's not true. It's not true.
No?
No. Again, you want to go back? Let's go back to our solid liquid analogy.
Okay.
And the other thing that I have said about this, if you're Lindsey Vonn, if you're a champion skier, you can put the gates anywhere you want on the mountain. She's going to make the gate.
Right.
That's comedy. Whatever the culture is, we make the gate. You don't make the gate, you're out of the game. The game is, where is the gate? How do I make the gate and get down the hill in the way I want to? So does culture change? And are there things I used to say that I can't say, that everybody's always moving? Yeah, but that's the biggest, easiest target. You know, you can't say certain words,
right?
You know, whatever they are, versus about groups. So what? The accuracy of your observation has to be 100 times finer than that to just be a comedian, to just understand. I do this bit now about your kitchen sponge, that it looks up at you at a certain point and goes, "Really? More? Today, yesterday was not my last day." So that I perceive that people see that the sponge has gone beyond what I thought I was going to have to do here. I thought I'd be here a few weeks, but this is ridiculous.
I'm still working.
Yeah. So that's how fine your perception of other people's thinking has to be.
Right.
So these larger cultural themes
Yeah.
of this is not considered acceptable, this is not acceptable.
Yeah.
So I don't think as I said, the extreme left has done anything to inhibit the art of comedy.
Right.
I'm taking that back now officially.
Gotcha.
They have not.
Right.
Do you like it? Maybe, maybe not. It's not my business to like or not like where the culture is at.
Yeah.
It's my business to make the gate.
Right.
To stay with my skiing analogy. You make the gate or you're out.
Right.
So
I mean, when you said it, it was, I remember people saying, well, you're not the type of comic that's pressing these buttons and trying to talk about these things anyway.
No.
You're talking about the sponges and stuff, but you were kind of looking at the landscape of what other comedians, there are a lot of comedians that were pressing these buttons.
That's right.
And a lot of pushback, and all that kind of stuff. It feels like a lot of people, there were two camps really. There were comics that were saying, yeah, you can't say certain things now, and good, why do you want to? You know? And then there was others that were saying, I'm saying whatever I'm going to say, and you can't stop me, and and it actually started to seem kind of ugly.
Really?
Yeah, just because the things do change. Musical tastes change. Young people come up and they don't like the songs that you listened to before, or watching the movies, and they kind of culturally change. It is refreshing to hear you say, that's not our business, really.
No. Your only business is, do you want to play? You want to play this game?
Yeah.
Here's how it's played.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know, it's like we were talking about earlier about the travel thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't like going to airports and changing planes. Well, then get out.
Right.
Get out.
Well, you can't be.
There's a guy behind you who wants in, and you're holding him up,
Right.
and he doesn't care about the planes and the hotels.
Yeah.
And standing next to the fryer,
Right.
waiting to go on. He doesn't care,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
she. So, yeah. But how often do you say things? I mean, you and how many conversations have we had? Well, I'll say something to you. I'll make a pronouncement, and then the next day I go, you know what? I wasn't right.
Right.
We just like talking. I didn't know people were paying attention or cared. You know?
Yeah.
Honestly, the thing I really came to was comedy is hard. Big giant period.
Yeah.
Comedy is hard. You want to make a fabulous living making people giggle? That sure sounds great.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot.
It is an interesting moment, or it was. It kind of feels like it's kind of ebbed. It felt like when you were saying people don't really pay attention to comedians. That was the thinking was, who's paying attention to us anyway?
Right.
And all of a sudden, people were. It was like people who weren't attracted to comedy were jumping over the walls of the comedy island and looking at what we were doing and going back and making declarations like, do you hear what these guys are saying over here?
Yeah.
Like, there was this moment, and I think it's it seems like it's ebbed a little bit. But people who had no interest in comedy, no sense of humor, were kind of showing up and saying, have you seen what these people are talking about?
Really?
Yeah, that's what it felt like to me. It was like people, it wasn't people who love comedy or get that this is a joke. It was a lot of people who didn't get that this is a joke and were making a lot of noise about it. And other people were perking up and going, oh, well, they shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah.
And now it kind of seems to have settled back to, no, they're clowns and they're telling jokes.
Right. Right.
Do you think it's a lack of adults in the culture? This is why people started paying attention to, like, when we were kids, or just throughout media, there was Walter Cronkite's and Tom Brokaw's, and there were these.
Oh, if that's what you call adults.
Well, the perceived thing of, like, there was, like, news people, and then there was Don Rickles.
I call.
You know what I mean?
I called it hierarchy. That was another thing I said, that I missed dominant. Whatever it was. What was it? Dominant. I missed dominant masculinity. Which is probably not the greatest phrase for. What I was really saying was I miss big personalities.
Right.
That's what I missed.
Yeah.
And I mentioned Muhammad Ali and Sean Connery and Howard Cosell.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Because these were all the people I wanted to be like as a kid.
Yeah.
I wanted to have that kind of authority and
Right.
style.
Mm-hmm.
It was really a style thing.
Yeah.
Everyone conforms more to not offend.
Right.
I miss George C. Scott. I miss these gigantic personalities. And just because I thought it was a great flavor in my youth.
Right.
And I couldn't and that made a headline the next day.
Right.
That I was calling for toxic masculinity to come back, which obviously,
right.
Yeah, we don't need the toxic part.
Yeah.
But the big personalities are fun.